My junior and senior year, I went through Votech nursing, so I've always been into nursing. Went and got my degree. I love people. I love taking care of people. And I feel if I can make one person smile a day, I've done my deed for that day. Heart disease runs in my family really, really bad. My grandpa died at the age of 53 from heart disease, and that was back in the early 60s. They didn't have the technology that they have today. You know, I'm scared for my children of what it's going to do to them. I was 41 when I had my first heart attack. It just happened all of a sudden. I really didn't know what it was because I'd never had a heart attack before. And I just felt this heaviness in my chest, and I was having pains in my arm and behind my neck. And I had no idea. I never thought that I'm thinking I'm too young to have a heart attack, but I wasn't at all. When I went to the hospital, they found that I was 99% blockage, and I had to go in and have a stent put in. I changed my life. I exercised, I quit drinking caffeine, I did everything the doctors told me to. I wanted to live, and I thrive on that. Before I did the pacemaker, my heart only beat it at 21 beats per minute. 21 beats per minute isn't very much. I couldn't go shopping, I couldn't go to the grocery store, I couldn't do the simple things in life. From the time that they diagnosed me with the low heart rate and everything, within 3 days, the pacemaker was in. It was that quick. I was able to do things. I was able to play ball with my son. Before I couldn't. I didn't have the energy. My second heart attack, I was in the living room and I didn't feel good. My daughter was here. She said that I looked really, really pale, and I'd already taken the max of nitro that I could have. And we called the ambulance, and I went in and they took me to surgery. I have 2 stents. This last stent was in the aorta. And my family, you know, has sacrificed a lot, you know, to go through this with me. We work as a team. But this last heart attack was the worst. It was the worst, worst, worst. I'd passed out into the ambulance. At first I was talking, and then I'd passed out. When I got there, they started on me immediately. I didn't know at the time what was going on. And Dr. Merritt says, "Wanda, you're having a heart attack." I died 3 times. I was on a ventilator. And when I was on the ventilator, I thought this was as good as it was gonna get. At that time, I didn't know that I'd passed away 3 times. I remember coming to when Dr. Merritt, they were doing CPR. And I remember coming to for a minute, and I asked him, "Please, don't let me die."
And I remember that episode clearly, and we don't always have this opportunity. But in her case, we were very fortunate. We had the resources available, the time, and the place to perform a procedure that would allow her to recover from her heart attack.
My aorta valve, the main artery to my heart, was 100% blocked, and a blood clot was on top. And I was scared. I was so scared. And then the next time I woke up, I was in ICU on a ventilator.
I can remember the case clearly, and just having to talk to Wanda and tell her what we were going to do, that we were going to put her to sleep, but she would be safe, and that we would be able to provide the life-saving care that we needed to do. She ended up going to the intensive care unit with a balloon pump in place to support her heart for a few days. We were able to extubate her from the ventilator, and then she became conscious shortly thereafter. And then it was just another application of medical science that allowed us to bring her back to a more vital status. And she actually recovered completely from this.
And I'm not one to ask for things, but this is important. There's younger people out there, younger than me, that have heart problems. Without the research and without you giving to the research, I wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't be sitting here being able to talk to each and every one of you.
I think that everybody in this audience could be affected by heart disease, whether it be valvular heart disease, congenital heart disease of an infant or a child in your family, an elderly relative that may have a heart attack, that may have to go through something that Wanda went through. For that reason, everybody has a stake in this. And the American Heart Association has been supporting this process for decades. And I'd like to see everybody in this room please donate to try to help us battle this disease.